It's here, juicy like a peach. Yes, you are watching essentially the live stream launch on the Menopause Made More Joyful show of Juicy Like a Peach, which is your moisture-rich vaginal gel, FDA cleared. And we're going to start with this today before we get into our vFit device. First of all, my name is Dawn Chubai. Absolutely thrilled to be here with Joylux and the Menopause Made More Joyful show. For those of you who have been watching for the last almost a year now, it's nice to still have you with us. We welcome all of your questions and insights, especially if you've shopped some of our incredible products, whether it is the vFit, maybe you've tried the hydration melts, the moisture melts. If you have, let us know how it's all going. And of course, we've got our incredible Halle Berry collabs with Respin and Joylux. Let's Spin has up until now been one of the only topical solutions. Of course, we've had our incredible vFit Plus with the Chrome, that is the collab with Respin and Joylux, which is again the Halle device, but brand new, literally launched. It feels like moments ago, but this is the first time we are featuring it on our Menopause Made More Joyful show. So juicy like a peach. Feel free to chime in on our chat. If you are watching on social media, make sure you come to joylux.com/pages/streams where you can then feel free to comment. Now, I wanted to show you this picture here because the collaboration with Respin, Halle Berry's company, with Joylux has been incredibly successful. And why? Well, because not only do you have the powerhouse and the celebrity of menopausal Halle Berry, but also the credibility and of course the innovation of Joylux. And you see Dr. Sarah there, who is a board certified OBGYN, and you got the founder of Joylux, Colette. So as a result, in addition to our Joylux products that we have, which of course you can see all on our shopping page as you're watching the live stream, we also have the newly announced Juicy Like a Peach. And you might remember it was several months ago that Halle was on the Oprah Winfrey show and was talking about, of course, her Respin, which is her sexual lubricant, her intimacy gel. But now, of course, we've got moisture for the inside. So we have ways to give you moisture and to help your hydration from the outside, but also now on the inside with Juicy Like a Peach. So who is this for? If you are somebody who is experiencing vaginal dryness, discomfort, or painful sex, this is going to help you. So it will not only relieve that, but this particular gel is going to form a protective moisture barrier that actually stays with you. You're going to see that comfort. The results actually build over time with daily use. And this is hormone free, pH balanced, as I mentioned, FDA cleared, and of course, OBGYN recommended. So what makes this gel so special? Well, there is a very important, ingredient or formulation called HPMC. So what is that? Well, this particular formulation actually adheres to your delicate area around the vaginal tissue, and it forms a sustained moisture barrier. So not only is it moisturizing, but it also keeps that moisture in. In addition, it keeps your vaginal pH in its sweet spot. So exactly where we want it to be. It fine tunes your pH, gets you to where you need to be. And of course, you're going to have that incredible gentle base with purified water and then benzoic acid, which keeps the formula fresh and effective. So here you are getting 30 doses. You can use this every single day or more if you need it. But what we have in this one tube that comes with its applicator is 30 doses. And to use this is very simple. You're actually going to insert inside the applicator about a milliliter of our gel, and then you insert it into your vagina and you're done. This is fine with your latex condoms if you're, active that day, certainly, but this is how you're going to get that moisture, I'm going to say, from the inside. So I invite you to check this out at joylux.com. If you're watching our live stream, you might have some questions. We've got Lauren who is there going to answer them as well. And of course, I'll try to answer them verbally as well. I'm going to see how many of you watching right now, and then we'll continue to move on. But Rochelle, perfect. Okay, so you actually bring up a good point, Rochelle. So Rochelle said, hey, Juicy Like a Peach is attractive, but I would expect the vFit to accomplish what Juicy Like a Peach is promising. What am I missing or not understanding? Excellent question. And apologies, I've got a little bit of a tickle in my throat today, and I think coming down with a little bit of a cold. So thank you for your understanding if I'm doing a little bit of extra clearing. But let's clear that up for you, Rochelle. So the thing with Joylux is we actually have a whole toolkit. I'm going to hold up all these things that can help with moisture. Okay. So right now, all of this stuff right here that I'm holding up can help with moisture, but they help in different ways and help at different times and satisfy different needs and what people are looking for. So I'm going to break it down, and hopefully this answers your question. So let's start with the vFit. Let's go with that. The vFit is your at-home device that typically, by the way, the technology historically was only available in essentially doctor's offices, recommended by OBGYNs. Maybe someone is out there has considered vaginal rejuvenation or hormone replacement therapy. All these are created essentially to help you with increasing your natural hydration. And that's what the vFit does. So we've got 3 vFits and they all work the same, but just if you're looking, you're like, which one? They all work the same. I'll explain the differences in a bit, but I don't want to lose my train of thought for Rochelle. So Rochelle, this is your at-home device that's going to work like a personal trainer to train your body to increase not only its natural hydration, but to work on strengthening your pelvic floor. And so that happens and is going to work because of these mechanisms. So immediately you saw the red light therapy. Okay. These are very powerful LED, super strong red LED lights. On the Plus model, you have a few additional, I'm going to say advanced mechanisms, or not mechanisms, sort of advanced features is what I'm looking at. So you have, more LED, you have different cycles on the vibration, which are running right now, and I'm just going to turn it off. And you have an additional up to 12-minute treatment time. So over time, Rochelle, this will be your personal trainer to get your body, I'm going to say, healed to some extent. So almost like turning back time from the aging that happens as we go through menopause and perimenopause. And it's going to work with your body and train your body to work toward the kinds of results that we're going to see here. So according to our results that we see, you're going to see increased vaginal hydration. So working with your natural hydration, bringing those levels up, improved sensation, more confident, and improved intimate wellness. Now, Rochelle, you might be fine with just this. You may be done. You're like, perfect. This is what I want. This gave me exactly the results that I want. Now, there are other products that you can use to bring you different things at different times. So this is working on your body, training it like you're going to the gym. Okay. Now, if I pull up our Moisture Melt, which is one of the newer products that we have, this is like, imagine if you put a face mask on, right? So you go to the gym, you're working out, or maybe you're doing, massages on your face and working the tone with your face with training. Okay. Imagine that's your vFit. The Moisture Melt would be like a mask, so a very concentrated treatment. And we'll show you what some of the benefits of this are. First of all, it's got significantly more hyaluronic acid than similar types of melts on the market. In fact, 3 times more. We're looking at 15 milligrams of hyaluronic acid per melt, and each box gives you a month's supply. And we do, by the way, have subscription models. You can save. Look at the information yourself. Also, though, Rochelle, a non-hormonal formula. This is going to help enhance the hydration and the softness. And of course, it's got only clean ingredients, and they are plant-based ingredients. So again, this is your device. This is your mechanism that works your body into doing it itself. This is like an intense moisture mask, if you can imagine. But again, it's not a mask, it's a moisture melt. But again, concentrated with that hyaluronic acid. If we go to the Halle Berry Let's Spin, this is also moisturizing. I know, lots of moisturizing. But again, this one, if you go to your toolkit, you're using the Let's Spin when you want to have sex. So yes, this also relieves pain with sex, as does our Juicy Like a Peach, but I'll explain the difference in a bit. Yes, it treats vaginal dryness, but the main reason for this is to help your comfort during those intimate moments. So it is your lubricant. This is also FDA cleared, right? So this is your lubricant. Now, if we go to Juicy Like a Peach, This here is going to offer you sustained as you continue to use and to build upon that moisture. So if you're looking, maybe you've heard of other types of, what you insert types of gel. This is a non-hormonal formula. So this is really a key element to the Joylux group that we have. So all of our products are non-hormonal. All of our products are clean. They're OBGYN designed. So this is going to, be for you if you want a smoother, more hydrated feel. Now, Rochelle, I can't even say one's better than the other. It really depends on what you want. If you want to work those muscles, you want to also work with your pelvic floor strength, then you're using the vFit. You can also use the Juicy Like a Peach. And guess what? You can also use the Moisture Melts. So it's not that you need to use all of these. There's different places and different times for each. But I would say for those of you that are looking to increase your own intimate wellness, like your fitness, then that's where the vFit comes in, which, by the way, you don't have to necessarily get the plus. We also have the classic available, and the classic is available in both the white and the rose gold. And our bundle is back because the photonic gel is also back. I hope that made it clear. Rochelle, I'm going to check your comments in a second. And I know Lauren is here as well. Now, for those of you just watching for the first time, or maybe you're watching for the 12th time and you're still going, I'm not sure about the vFit. The vFit is one of the most innovative products. When I used to work at the shopping channel, I should say, Joylux came on to the show. In fact, Colette, as well as Dr. Sarah, came on the show to explain this innovative technology and this device. Now, by the way, award-winning device for pelvic floor strength, according to Oprah magazine. So it is one of those Menopause award winners and uses several mechanisms to work toward increased pelvic floor strength. It also works toward your tissue repair. So if you think of, all the things that a red light technology does when we get facials or if we get certain treatments, athletes to heal muscles, the same kind of applies. In fact, this is technology that was invented by NASA. We've got red light, we've got gentle vibration, which helps with circulation. So again, bring it back to athletes that might stand on those vibrating plates to boost circulation. What happens when we boost circulation? We get blood flow. What happens when we get blood flow? We get the plumpness back. We get that. All the circulation is very, very good for us. And again, it works toward keeping us moist. If you think about it, when you think of like a runner, for instance, they always say motion is lotion, right? When you rest, you rust. So if you think of your muscles and your joints, the more that you do nothing, the more things start to deplete. And so the same kind of happens with our vagina. So this, if I could again very much make it very clear, this is like your personal trainer. And then on top of it, we also have gentle heat. Now you might be wondering, we've got 3 vFits. Well, put it this way. These ones here are our classic. Everything can be upgraded to plus if you want, which again gives you 12 minutes treatment time, some advanced features, more LED, but we also have the plus model. Okay, we have bundles, which you can get with these 2 devices, which are an incredible value because you get things like the photonic wipes. In some cases, you also get our Revitalize Her, which is our vulva moisturizer. So I know more moisture, right, Rhonda? And then, of course, we've also got our Halle Berry Respin Joylux collaboration, which is the Halle Berry collaboration. I'm just going to check on the comments to make sure that I answered that, hopefully clear enough for you, Rochelle. Classic with plus add-on, same as vFit Plus. Yes, it is. It's just it's a software upgrade. So if you actually have, Rochelle, if you have the classic device and you're like, I just want all those extra treatment times and I want some of those advanced features, then guess what? You're just going to do the software add-on. You don't need to buy a separate vFit. Okay. Hopefully that answers you. Julie, I want to try Juicy Like a Peach. I'm currently using the melts. Good for you. Okay. I saw they could be used together. Will Juicy be okay to use instead? Yeah. You know what? I would say that, first of all, Juicy Like a Peach is FDA cleared, which is important for you to know, as well as it's got that special compound. So both are excellent. I don't know that you need to use both necessarily. I'm going to let Lauren maybe handle that. You might find that this is all you need. if you really like us, and also if you like the delivery system of this as well. The moisture melts you're also not using every day. So I think you also have to look, who was it? Julie, I think you also have to look at your lifestyle, right? If a once a week is better for you, and it's not the same product, I'm not suggesting that it is, but it might serve a few of the same purposes. If you're fine with every day or as needed, then maybe this is for you. It certainly couldn't hurt to try. And I would say that, you know, if you're sort of thinking, should I try both? Or maybe I'm just almost out of my hydration melts and you want to try Juicy Like a Peach, why not? If you decide that you like one over the other, or if you do decide you want to use both, then you've got access to that. Okay, Dee, what is Juicy Like a Peach? I just joined. You're here at the right time. Brand new release, Dee. This is our Juicy Like a Peach, and this is your moisture-rich vaginal gel. What this does is, again, not unlike what we get with Let's Spin, not unlike what we get a bit with, of course, our moisture melts, but this really does work toward helping with that pain during sex. You know, that's sort of, I'm going to say, with Halle Berry, that's sort of been a bit of her mantra as far as her topical products. It does form a protective moisture barrier and it does stay with you. So this over time works toward, again, that prolonged moisture and also the results that continue to build over daily use. It is hormone free. So a lot of you are very interested in that. pH balanced, as well as FDA cleared. And of course, OBGYN formulated and recommended. But I mentioned a specific types of ingredients here. So what this has is it's got HPMC5 complex. We are the very first in the USA to have this complex. So what it does is it actually adheres to that delicate area, that tissue of your vagina, and forms a sustained moisture barrier. So think of it like a shield, right? Nothing's going to dry you out there. Like it's really working to protect. Think of like barrier creams, not unlike that. It does keep your vaginal pH in its sweet spot. We can say this because, again, who has formulated? Dr. Sarah and a team of OBGYNs. And it also fine tunes your pH. And of course, it's got a clean, gentle base. And Dee, how you're using this is with an applicator. So, and you will clean this applicator after each use. Every time you get one of these tubes, whether it's on its own or in a subscription, subscriptions do save you money. So if this is something you're interested in, well worth it. You can always cancel anytime, but at least you lock in that saving and supply, which I always like to say. You're only inserting into the applicator about 1 milliliter. So this is for 30 doses. Okay. And every day is what we're looking at for that. Now, we had Rhonda asking earlier about the moisture melts, and I'm sure I dropped my moisture melt somewhere, but oh, there it is. This is like you get a month's supply. So you're really doing this, I think it's every 3 days or every 4 days on the moisture melts. So a little different, but does have some crossover in what it accomplishes. And I think, Rhonda, you brought up such a good point because it's like we have so many products. We've even got our Revitalize Her, which is your vulva serum. So look at all these moisture things, lots of moisture things, including our vFit. All these things help with moisture, all of them, but they do it in different ways. They have slightly different, I'm going to say, purposes. So if we think of you having even I'm going to say a toolkit of skincare, you might have a serum, you might have a lotion, you might have a cream. Lotions are different than creams, right? You might have red light therapy for your face. That does different things. Even though you tighten with some creams, you also tighten with red light for your face. And then you also have masks. So think of this as a toolkit where it's like, great, I'm not using my mask, every night at home, but I'm using a mask on my face once a month. Perfect. So same kind of thing. What are you hoping to achieve? In what timeline are you hoping to achieve it? And in what way do you want to achieve it? And this is why when we talk about our vFit, which by the way comes in the classic white, it has the rose gold finish as well. And of course, we've also got the Halle Berry Plus version. Any one of our devices could be made plus with a software upgrade. You can just find all that information, of course, on our shopping page. But they all work the same. So you're going to turn this on. For the classic devices, you go up to 10 minutes. For the plus, you go up to 12 minutes. They all essentially work with red light therapy, gentle heat, and sonic vibration. So immediately you can hear the vibration, which, by the way, you can change the different cycles and different modes. You get additional modes with our plus version, and they all have the red light. This is, it's all kind of, I don't want to say magic, it's actually science in how it works. And so if you think of red light, you've probably seen it before when you've gone to an esthetician or maybe, pardon me, you're an athlete and you've used it for muscle repair and to help you feel better. Same kind of same. All right. What's different also about the vFit is because you've also got the sonic vibration. Not only are you working with the tissue, you're working again to stimulate your own collagen. You're working toward going again from a grape once you sort of reach that raisin state. If we think about it, as we age, we get to be more raisin-like, our face and everything. We get more crinkly, we get more saggy. We always want to be that plump grape. And so all of this helps you. On top of that, the sonic vibration helps with the circulation. And as a result of also all of the different modes, it will also help with that pelvic floor strength. If you think about this as your personal trainer, you go do bicep curls one way, then once in a while you change the angle a little bit or you change the speed. That's how that sonic vibration works. And then of course, we've also got the gentle heat. Now, how you use this is you're turning it on, you put it on the cycle, or sort of the time that you want it. And by the way, I know I go through very quickly on this. You get full instructions, plus everybody has access to the app. And of course, you can always call customer care. But with our bundles that include the photonic gel, and you can also get this separately if you want, it's back in stock. If any of you were watching last few weeks and you're like, where is it? We ran out. We have it back. So this is a good time to grab it. But you're going to use the photonic gel and you're just going to go ahead and put it on the edge of your device. And when you do that and then use your vFit as per normal, it actually increases the energy up to 45%. So what does that mean? That means that you get your results faster. So awesome. Who doesn't want faster? And that also works with our plus models and software upgrades. So once you put the photonic gel on there, you're going to insert just to the end of the red light. When I used to present this at the shopping channel with Colette and Dr. Sarah, I used to get people going like, what am I supposed to do with that end? And I'm like, that's the brain. So don't be too freaked out. Pardon me. So you're going to insert this just to the edge of the red light, and you're going to do either 6 minutes, 8 minutes, or 10 minutes. And that's every other day. And about 1 to 2 weeks, that's when you switch to the next time. So after about 8 to 10 weeks, you should be at a point where you're then in maintenance mode. And once you're in maintenance mode, you're just doing this maybe once a week, twice maybe, but you're really into maintenance mode. And then that's it. You're in maintenance mode. You're at a point where you have that increased natural hydration. You've worked on your pelvic floor strength. You've increased your confidence and your sensitivity, which means you enjoy not only sex, but you enjoy your life a lot more and bring about that confidence. And so with the plus model, few advanced features, you still have the gentle heat, you still have the sonic vibration, just some additional modes. And on top of it, you got this beautiful chrome finish as well. And you get up to 12 minutes of session time. So I hope that's clear. Let me see here. Juicy like a peach does not need to be used daily. It is, it's promoted as a daily option, but I would think just like many things, you could also use it as needed, because you might also like this delivery system better. Again, they do slightly different things. I'm talking about the moisture melt versus the juicy like a peach. Remember, over the continued sustained use, that's when you start to see the cumulative benefits. But I think, if you were thinking, gosh, do I have to use it every day? That's the recommended usage. Like everything, you could also use it as needed, which means even if you want to use it more. Okay, I can't see how far I'm in. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, let me see here. Yeah, does need to be used every day. Yeah, so Lauren did highlight it does need to be used every day. But when I was saying too, you can also use it more if you want, but it is an everyday. There's 30 doses in here. Okay. And you will save if you pick up a subscription, which brings the dosage costs a lot less. Worth a try. Even if you want to just do a one-time to try it, certainly you can. If you are not interested in a daily application of something, again, slightly different on how you're using these, but maybe the moisture melt's better for you. That could be possible, Gia. That could be better for you potentially. Or was that Gladys? I'm sorry. Gia, does it expire? I'm looking at the bottom of my box here, and there is very clearly an expiry date. So you will have an expiry date. This one here is 2029. So it looks like it's got a 2 to 3 year shelf life unopened, I would imagine, in a cool, dry place. If you're on a subscription, you're going to get your fresh supply on time. It'll come on a timed subscription basis. The key with all of our products, whoever's watching, we've got Dee, Gia, hi Gladys, hi everybody. The key with all of our products is that you get out of it what you put into it. So if you want the results, like our testimonials that will show you, that I'm going to tell you, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women have seen results from the vFit. If you want results from the vFit, you have to do the work, just like going to the gym. But the work is very easy and it doesn't require really any extra time out of your day. You can use the vFit while you're reading your book, checking your emails, watching your shows in bed. Kate, life-changing, vaginal moisture increased with just a few sessions. Donna, 54, absolutely one of the best investments for my health that I've ever made. Moisture, sensitivity, tissue health, and more. And then Lauren at 61 said, my wish it would be for every woman to be able to have vFit. I'm so happy with the results in just a few weeks. I want to show you what some of the other options are. Because if we think about the amount of time that you have to dedicate to this to get these kinds of results, look at what other options there are. And keep in mind, not everyone can do all these things. Hormone replacement therapy is not for everyone. I have a friend, actually I have several friends who've been going under certain treatments or they're on certain medications, especially if they've been doing chemotherapy, they've been told they can't do hormone replacement. So, okay, they can't do that. So what are their options? Or maybe you do hormone replacement. This does not interfere with that. But again, everything comes at a cost. I would say the center right there, vaginal rejuvenation. Think about this. $2,800 per year. You've got to make appointments. I'm going to expect I've never had it done, but there may be some level of downtime. You certainly have to go find parking and make appointments. And it's not in the comfort of your own home. What I can tell you about the vFit, which by the way, one of these days they're going to raise the price on me. We have not raised the price on the vFit in literal years. I've been working with vFit, not only doing the Menopause More Joyful show for the last year, but prior to that, selling at the shopping channel. And I will say that this price point, it's been very, very consistent, which I appreciate. Not that it wouldn't be worth more, because if you think about it, what is it that you're trying to achieve? And so what is the cost of not taking care of your vagina and your vaginal health? You see a depletion and it doesn't get better. It doesn't stall. It gets worse. It's sort of like if, use it or lose it kind of scenario. So it's these mechanisms, again, very science-based, even like if you look at red light therapy that was invented by NASA for cellular rejuvenation and growth, and all of these mechanisms working together. 6 high-powered red LEDs at the perfect wavelength, 6 sonic modes, even more if you're getting the plus or upgrading to the plus model. Gentle heat, 40 degrees Celsius, so it will feel cozy. It's not hot, it feels cozy. Again, you're inserting up to the edge of the red light, and 3 treatment modes, or 4 if you're doing the plus model. And then everybody has access to the connected app, which you can actually run your device on. It gives you calendar alerts. It can help keep track of your treatments. And 6 minutes before you know it, goes like this. You're checking your stories, you're watching your TikToks, maybe you're doing a little shopping on TikTok Shop, a little doom scrolling in the middle of the night. And then all you're going to do afterwards is you're going to clean your device with your photonic wipes. Now, we do have the photonic wipes available. If you ever run out, you can just use a gentle soap, like a little dish soap, and a cloth and warm water, of course. But these wipes, don't use any other wipes on your device if you're thinking of wipes, just because these are meant to support the materials. I want to say ingredients, but the materials like that medical grade silicone, of course, that is on your vFit. And by the way, all you're doing to charge up your vFit is you're just plugging it in, regular outlet. You get the adapter, comes right with it. Looks like a card box when it comes in, so don't throw that out thinking it's like a deck of cards, although that would be fun. You could probably play cards or a little solitaire on your computer while you're doing your vFit, and you'll hear a little zip, zip, meaning it's going to charge, and then it'll turn green when it's completely charged. I have to charge mine up every single time I come live because I'm turning these on and off all the time. You won't have to do it that often, but it doesn't take very long to charge either. Wonderful, Mary, congratulations. You got the hydration melts. Very excited to hear what you think of them. And oh, Dee, good. You got the hydration melts and juicy like a peach. I will be very curious. We'll be back probably in the middle of August again with the Menopause Made More Joyful show. And Dee, I would be very interested to hear if you liked one better than the other, if you use them in conjunction, or what kind of the scenario was, because I knew you had some questions there. Okay, Mary, is the vFit good if I'm moist, but I've had 8 kids and wondering if it helps pelvic floor issues? So I'm going to just paraphrase a bit of what Lauren has said and only verbalizing it because some other people might have the question. So it depends on what issues you're trying to address. If it's strength and control, you'll likely know. If it's dryness, you'll feel more comfortable throughout the day. So the benefits of the vFit are to help with all of those things. Clearly, every body is different. And if you've gone into like an extreme vaginal atrophy, there is only so far that you can kind of be helped in the respect of some of the features, like maybe pelvic floor. But what I'll tell you is, if, you know, even if you're somebody that wants even a moderate amount of improvement, how you use this with the intended protocol is going to get you to the very best state that you can get. And that is with increased vaginal moisture, natural lubrication. So helping your body do this on its own. And where it falls short, that's where we have juicy like a peach or the melts. That's kind of to fill the gaps on that. Pelvic floor strength. You may be somebody who does Kegels all the time. And if you are and you know how to do them, then gold star for you. But I will say, even if you're somebody who does bicep curls all the time at the gym, sometimes there is a gap to be filled because it could be just a different angle that works a slightly different area of the muscle to give you optimal strength. So the vFit, even if you're doing Kegels with that, again, sonic vibration in those modes, the several modes, 6 modes that we have, more with the plus, but also in combination with that red light therapy, it works almost like a 360 degree within your vagina. Remember, this is for your vaginal fitness. It is your vFit. It is your fitness trainer, right? Your vFit. Now, we know, again, from all the results that we've been able to show you, that we also can help with your vaginal, increased vaginal hydration. What you would normally produce, helping you produce more of it on your own. But let's face it, we still sometimes need a little help. And when you need that help, kind of will help dictate what kind of other assistance you need. So if you want super concentrated help and you want to, you know, just use one of these melts like once a week, for instance, or once every 3 to 4 days, you're going to pick up the hydration melt. Now, this is your intense moisture. So if I was to relate it to skincare, right? You use skin cream all the time, or you drink lots of water so your skin is naturally hydrated. But then sometimes you use cream, and then sometimes you use a mask. So think of this like the mask. This has up to 3 times more hyaluronic acid than other melts on the market. And the other thing that I can say for certain is that we've got Dr. Sarah on our team and a team of OBGYNs. And so to have a board certified OBGYN behind this brand, along with Colette, it should give you that extra vote of confidence. And interestingly enough, you know, as I've been showing you all this red light therapy, I want to share with you how the vFit came to be. So I'll tell you, Colette, she used to run a series of, I'm going to call them like medi-spas, but like a medical aesthetic clinic where things like red light therapy were used all the time and all sorts of other things, right? To tighten and tone the skin. And when she had her son, she was thrust into perimenopause and menopause, which we all know what that does to us. And she was suffering, girls, just like the rest of us do when we go through this, but far earlier than she probably had ever intended. All while she's going through the joy of motherhood, she's going through probably a little bit of a mourning that her body was not working the way that it used to work. And so she took what she knew from a science level and what she had seen, and together with Dr. Sarah are like, there's got to be a way. We use red light therapy. We use vibration in everything in these clinics. Can we not do the same for our vagina? And sure enough, Joylux is built and born, as is the vFit. And it does help women regain confidence and comfort in their intimate lives. And what Dr. Sarah says is so true. It's natural and non-invasive, which is why if you are somebody who has not been able to do anything that has hormones in it, Joylux is your best friend, whether it is with the vFit or our brand new Juicy Like a Peach. This is a non-hormonal formula. So is our hydration melt. So is our Revitalize Her, which is your vulva serum. So lots of things to help you with your hydration. Think of this as your personal trainer, and everything else is there to help support you. So you've got all this support. Sometimes you need a mask, sometimes you need a serum, sometimes you need a cream, but we always need our personal trainer. And so think of as a vFit and Joylux and all the products that we have in collaboration with Respin, which is Hallie's company, to help support you at whatever state and stage you're at. I'm just going to check our Kelly, great, juicy like a peach. Jane, yay, I'm so excited. This is brand new. You know, I only just got my supply just the other day because it literally is that new. And I knew we had our Menopause Made More Joyful show, and I was so excited to be able to present this to you because we have been waiting. They have had this under wraps for some time. They said to me, we've got something coming, and they weren't allowed to share quite yet because it hadn't been released. But I'm so glad that we're doing essentially a worldwide launch live. This has not been presented live before. So you are the first to be able to get this on our live stream, which is so exciting. Oh, and Jane, perfect. Okay, so Jane, this is interesting because you picked up Juicy Like the Peach, and then you've also picked up the vaginal melts. So I'm really excited for you to experience, again, compound moisture. This, again, really concentrated, using it every 3-4 days. You get basically a month's supply per box, and you can also get a subscription, in some cases saving over $10, which is great if you like doing that. And you can of course cancel or change anytime. But I'm really excited for you to try the Juicy Like a Peach. If we think of Halle Berry, you know, Halle Berry, she has really brought a lot of publicity to menopause and to putting it out there. She's been part of signing certain bills with different therapies and all of that. And so to partner with Halle, I know that Colette was extremely excited because Colette and Dr. Sarah and Joylux brought the credibility and the science, and the celebrity of Halle has amplified this even more, so much so that Oprah and her team have deemed the vFit Plus, this is the Halle Berry collab with Respin and Joylux, to be an incredible award-winning tool for pelvic floor strength. It is a Menopause O, like as an Oprah, awards winner. Now, one of the things that was mentioned in the magazine article was that this looks, you know, a little bit like a sexual toy. And I always like to address that because it is a bit of the elephant in the room. It's the nature of our female anatomy. It sort of has to be shaped like this and built like this. But make no mistake, this is essentially all medical grade materials that are on here. In fact, depending on your insurance company and coverage, not everybody's the same, so don't at me on this one, but you may find that this could be covered with your insurance because of, again, the technology that is behind here, the verifiable technology, and with the KISS that the FDA has given, deeming this an incredible wellness tool. In fact, there are 3,000 studies plus, so over 3,000 studies, and the majority done by women on the safety and efficacy of red light therapy. So to be able to have this device, the type of device that historically had to be almost prescribed, I'm going to say, by doctors back in the day, this kind of technology would only be available in an OBGYN or a doctor's office or a special clinic. Now in an at-home device to give you the control and to let you have that treatment on a regular basis without the inconvenience. Can you imagine if every other day you had to go to a doctor's office to go get a treatment to work on your own intimate health, and not just your intimate health, but your overall sense of well-being? And so thank goodness for Joylux and Colette and Dr. Sarah, and of course, Halle, for bringing light to this incredible device that has helped so many women. Maybe you're one of the 6,000 women today in the US who will be entering menopause. Isn't it nice to know that you have an advocate? I'm so thrilled. My name is Dawn, to be here with you. I've been hosting the Menopause Made More Joyful show for almost a year now. And we just launched today Juicy Like a Peach. So excited, those of you that are getting this home. Can we show the Revitalize Her? Yes. Marsha, I love it when you guys dictate the show here. Usually I'm just sort of flowing in my own state, but I'm going to show this to you right now. So we've been talking a lot about internal moisture, right? Inside the vagina. So with our Juicy Like a Peach, with our moisture melts, even to some extent with the Let's Spin, because even though this is your intimacy gel, obviously it's going inside your vagina. And, you know, it's obviously a bit on your vulva too, depending on how playful and what you're using in those intimate moments. But I want to introduce you to Revitalize Her. So who is it? Marsha B. I'm glad you asked. So this is your vulva moisturizer, and it's in a serum state. So because no one wants to put like a thick like body butter or something like that. And you wouldn't want to put a body butter, by the way, on your vulva. It's a very delicate area. It's very important to protect the pH, which is why this serum is, yes, like everything else, OBGYN designed. It's pH balanced, and it's an all clean formulation. Now, jojoba seed buckthorn oil, coconut oil, but more important than that, it's got a mandarin orange, like essential oil kind of scent to it. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And so very little goes a long way, Marcia. And this goes on your vulva. So just so that we're all speaking the same language, and I know you all know, but once in a while, it's good to just remind everybody just to make sure I'm not messing up the anatomy. So our vagina is on the inside, right? Our vulva is on the outside. So with this is our vulva moisturizer. This is not going, you're not inserting this inside, okay? If you want moisture inside, that's where you're using Juicy Like a Peach. So inside, outside. There might even be a bundle for inside, outside moisture, I think. But we do have inside, outside, okay? This, I mean, is also going to moisturize your outside and a little bit of your inside because it does have hyaluronic acid. So that is your lubricant. But this is really designed for play. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And yes, Marcia, great question. Can you use it as a face moisturizer? Let me tell you, all the ladies at Joylux do. And you know why? At this price, what is it, $49? I used to sell, most of you might not know, but I used to work at the shopping channel. And I'm sure many of you watched Home Shopping, or you bought all your lotions and potions at Ulta or any of those places. And, you could spend a lot on facial serums. The ingredients that are in this serum are absolutely delicious. Now, there are no actives in it, so different than your face serum. So what I would say is, if you are someone who even has sensitive skin to things like actives and all of that, yes, you can use this. It's not a vulva only, but don't use face stuff on your vulva, okay? It's so elegant. And when I say elegant, first of all, it smells divine. Little goes a long way. It's got a little eyedropper, okay? And it integrates in and absorbs very beautifully. I mean, it's hard to see because I don't have quite good lighting in here, but it's beautiful. Almost feels like a rose petal, like the way it just almost like that rose petal kind of finish. And yes, you can go ahead and use it. And if you had a little bit, like for some reason on your fingers, like throw it on the ends of your hair, like beautiful, clean, pH balance. And from a standpoint of the quality ingredients, you can't beat it. Hopefully that answered your question. Kelly, I'm on the 3-month subscription for the vaginal melts. I love them, ladies. Kelly, thank you so much. The vaginal melts are fairly new. They've only been around for a couple of months, so I'm really glad that you're experiencing. Kelly, I don't remember, you did add Juicy Like a Peach. I'm going to be very excited to hear what you think about Juicy Like a Peach as well. Different, can accommodate and accomplish some of the same things, but again, a little bit different. The ingredients are a bit different. So if we think of a well-rounded wellness for inside you, like your vagina, and then of course, with the Revitalize Her, we've got the support with the, for the vulva as well. Okay, that's why I look familiar. Yes, thank you, Kelly. It's been a few years, but yes, thank you. I mean, you're bringing back my good memories of being on TV. Although I will say, I'm so grateful that I'm able to still bring you incredible products like Joylux on live stream. What a nice place to be able to have a little girl talk from the comfort of your own home, and of course, to be able to answer any of your questions in real time. Just thrilled to have you here. Thank you, Kelly. So, any questions on the vFit? I'm happy to answer. I'm going to go through everything as well. You know what we have? We have some doctors' testimonials, and I want to maybe bring those up, Lauren, if we can, because we've shown you testimonials of women that have used the vFit. And by the way, we can only put up so many slides. You're most welcome. As you're shopping with us, if you click on the button of anything that you're interested in, you don't have to actually leave our show. You can read the reviews while we're all talking and everything. But here's a few of them. So obviously, Dr. Sarah has recommended the vFit to her patients who have had children. And by the way, the Plus model has historically only been available. It's almost like a pro version in those clinics. So the fact that you were able to get this home is unbelievable. Red light therapy technology, helps tone and increases in sensation of tightness. vFit is an incredible tool to help women finally feel confident again. Thank you, Dr. Susan. And then Dr. Prowse said, for my patients, vFit is easy, effective, all natural, and a perfect fit. And I can't remember, but I received, and hopefully you're all subscribed to the Joylux newsletter. Even if for some reason you haven't made a purchase yet, make sure you subscribe. You'll get lots of great tips and tricks, great insight from Dr. Sarah, but you'll also hear of other reviews. And I feel like her name was Victoria. I might be wrong, but I think she was 64 or 68. And she said she finally was starting to feel like younger down there again. And I'm paraphrasing obviously, but from what she was saying is that she hadn't felt that way in a long time. Again, that sensation of tightness, the natural hydration, right? What happens with our skin and tissue when we age? Well, we know what happens with our face. We start to lose our collagen. We start to lose our elasticity, our elastin, hyaluronic acid. We think of all of this always in products, but our body actually produces hyaluronic acid naturally, which holds 1,000 times its weight in water. As we age, all of that starts to deplete. And so what does that mean? Oh, we start to get a bit saggy, right? Weak pelvic floor. You know what happens. Don't go to a comedy if you got weak pelvic floor. Don't jump on those trampolines. You know what that's like. Oops, heaven forbid should you sneeze. And then of course, pain with intercourse, which affects so many areas of our life. Not only the physical discomfort of pain during intercourse, but the mental stuff. And I am by no means a psychologist or anything like that. But when we don't feel good about ourselves, when we feel like we're not the same, and then on top of it, we're dealing with hormones and all the other things that are affecting us. It's an overall sense of well-being, which is why today I'm so happy that we can take that stigma out, that we have Joylux, that we have Dr. Sarah, that we have Halle Berry, who's bringing us products that help us feel great in bed again, to help us realize our true selves back to maybe where you once were and never thought you'd be again. So I'm really happy that so many of you are here with us today. Kelly, and you got the red light intimate wellness device. Yay, award-winning. Menopause award-winning. You're getting the trifecta of, I'm going to say, like, I don't know if you have the Let's Spin yet, but here are all the Halle Berry products. And by the way, we do also have a smaller version of the Let's Spin. So 60 ml, so still fine for airport, but it's a little heavier because it's in a glass bottle. And then we've also got the 40 ml, same formula, just squeeze. This, again, completely unscented, hyaluronic acid. Like, I don't know, well, it's been a long time since I bought a lubricant, obviously, but because now we have access to this. But if you had ever gone to a drugstore and there was always these kind of like goopy and smells like blueberry lubricants and all this stuff, like just elegant, unscented, pH balance. It doesn't just do the job, but it actually also works toward your intimate wellness because vitamin E, because hyaluronic acid, and because this is formulated by an OBGYN. So 95% of people that have used Let's Spin said intimacy was more comfortable. 83% said it relieved their vaginal dryness. Again, this is to use during intimacy. Also made it more pleasurable and soothing and enjoyable to use. Now, a few weeks ago, I had a question. Someone had asked, okay, well, what's the difference between Let's Spin and, Let's Spin and the Revitalize Her, for instance? Well, first of all, I mean, listen, if you were traveling and you forgot or left behind your Revitalize Her, in a pinch, this is still going to do better than not using anything at all. Because of course, as an intimacy gel, some of it's making its way inside you and some of it will be on the outside of you. And because of the ingredients, it is safe for both and also beneficial for both, for your tissue and your skin. But the main purpose of Revitalize Her is an actual moisturizer, okay? It's like, if I run out of my moisturizer at home, yeah, I guess in a pinch I can use olive oil, which is still good, or coconut oil, but this is created for your vulva. This is created for your playtime. Now, when we talk about increasing your natural moisture or filling the gaps to what your natural moisture maybe hasn't elevated to. We have kind of 3 ways to help you with that, okay? And I'm talking about the vagina, so we're talking about inside. And I'm gonna use our rose gold here, which by the way, we have a really good bundle with the rose gold bundle. It includes the Revitalize Her and some other great products. Of course, our photonic gel, which is back in stock as well. But these all work the same. So I'm gonna work through this for you again. So your personal trainer, best way I can explain it, you're gonna turn it on. What you'll do is you'll put the photonic gel on the edge, right? It just adds a little bit of a slip and again, increases the energy up to 45%. And then you will pick your treatment time. We're gonna start with 6 minutes every other day. And you're gonna do that for 1 to 2 weeks. Immediately, you'll hear some vibration. Immediately, you see the light. In a few moments, this will go very, very bright. The vibration, you can choose the mode you want. Right now, I've got it on a sustained kind of buzz, but it can also do more pulsating. Why is that? Think of different movements to work the same muscle, right? You do sometimes bicep curls like this. Sometimes you do them like this. Sometimes you do shoulder presses like this. Sometimes you do those in a little bit more. Works different areas, fills the gaps. Fills the gaps as well for your pelvic floor strength, even if you're doing Kegels, okay? So here we go. Mechanisms are high-powered red LED, invented by NASA to help with cellular rejuvenation, regrowth, all that kind of stuff. Gentle heat, 40 degrees Celsius, and of course, again, that sonic vibration. So you insert, right? You've got that nice little slip because of our photonic gel. And you go right to the edge of the light. And then you just you're checking your TikToks. You can use the app as well. The app you just download, it's free to download. And you can actually operate your device on that as well. And you're just looking around, you're checking your TikToks. And then you're like, holy smokes, 6 minutes pass already? Wow. Before you know it, it's done. So you didn't even really have to schedule anything else in your day. You just have to commit to using it at a time where you're maybe laying down in bed, right? Or if you're home in your apartment, you can watch shows, whatever you want to do. Then in a couple of days, another 6 minutes, couple of days, another 6 minutes. After 2 weeks, you're going to go to 8 minutes. And then you're going to go 10 minutes. And after that, there's going to be a point where you're like, okay, feeling real good. You're going to go into maintenance mode once to twice a week. And if for some reason you go on vacation, you're like, I didn't bring my device. I forgot my vFit. Don't worry, you're not like tumbling all the way back to the beginning. You can just come back and just go ahead and start using it again on your maintenance mode. If you're gone a month, maybe you're going to kick back into, every other day for a week or something like that. But you'll know. And this is what's great about your vFit is you have this at home. This is for you to use. You don't have to make doctor's appointments. Some of you may have this covered by insurance. So inquire on your particular plan. But if for some reason you're watching and it's like, I don't know, it's not insurance for me, and maybe you're looking at the price. First of all, I don't underestimate that everybody's got budgets and it's not my job to spend your money for you. But I would ask you to think of a couple of things. First of all, the cost of not fixing the problem, whether you use the vFit or use another solution like vaginal rejuvenation, hormone replacement, maybe you're using a combination of, but no matter what, anything in life, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So you have to decide, okay, what's that worth to you? What's your confidence worth? What's getting your sexual wellness back? What's your intimate wellness worth? What's your sense of worth, worth to you? So once you start to break that down on the per use, or as many times as you're going to have sex, or how many days you're going to walk out feeling great about yourself, then you start to realize, okay, what a great deal. Like truly is, and something that empowers you. The other side of it is if you're thinking today, like, I want all that, Dawn, that makes so much sense. I deserve that. I'm tired of feeling the way I feel. I'm tired of not having comfort during sex. I'm tired of being dry all the time. And you're looking at any one of our products, including, again, more of our investment pieces like the vFit. We have something called the membership. And what that does is for as little as $169, you can get the vFit home and a selection of other products that will support you. And so I invite you to take a look at what that is and see if that will be a good fit for you as well, because we want to make it very easy for you to get what you need. And so maybe the membership is going to allow you, it's going to give you that sense of like, okay, you shouldn't really need permission, but you kind of feel like you do, like we all do, right? How many times have I said that was on sale, honey? And then it's like, it's basically free. But I mean, we're talking something that I know is sometimes hard to talk about with our partners. And so to be in a group like this, and this is why I'm always so happy to have all of you ladies here, because it is a chance for us to to bond to some extent, but to also take the stigma of the conversations. I mean, my husband has never heard me say vagina so many times. I'll do podcasts, in my own business, and I talk about the shows that I do here with Joylux. And it's like, it's constant, like, how many times can I say vagina? And back in the day, like, you would never say it. And now it's of course, we should be saying it, and we should be allowed to. I mean, if it was about men, we'd be seeing ads for it all the time on television. So, Halle Berry, when she decided to, I'm going to say, join forces with Joylux as part of her personal brand, but also her Respin brand, it really started with our vFit Plus. Okay, this is like our pro device. This is like the device that was typically only available through doctors, okay, and OBGYNs. And then we went further. So then what Halle did is she's like, okay, I gotta do more. I mean, this is an award-winning device. This is what she called a game changer. She said in just a few sessions, this is her words, she saw the difference. And by the way, when you get your Halle Berry device, do you see that red, I'll use the applicator as my teacher pointer. Do you see that little red box there? That's the special box you get with the Halle Berry device, as well as the almost like a bridal satin satchel. But what you're getting is you're getting more LED power, an additional 12-minute session time. So you get 2 more minutes than the typical, 4 additional vibration modes, and the custom chrome finish. And you get it in the red box. There's the white sleeve, of course, but you also get like a little card from Halle Berry that tells you why she wanted to partner with Joylux on this device. So we've now seen more products come out of this collaboration. So we've got the Plus device, which is in the chrome finish. Now, I will say, any of you watching that have any of our other devices and you're like, I want the Plus, do I have to like buy the Halle Berry? Well, if you want the chrome, I guess you got to buy the Halle Berry, but for most parts, that's just an aesthetic thing. If you want the tech, then you can do a software upgrade, okay? All the details are on the screen if you're watching on our website. And if you're not watching on our website right now at joylux.com/pages/streams, then go there, because that's where I'm checking all the messages. But Halle then said, okay, well, we're going to go farther, because she wanted to get her sex life going again, and she wanted additional comfort during sex. So she brought to market, along with Joylux and formulated by Dr. Sarah, the Let's Spin. And she herself said, spinning never felt so good. So what is this for? Who is this for? Relieves pain with sex, treats vaginal dryness, enhances comfort during intimate moments, and unparalleled hydration. Now, you might be thinking, wait, we got lots of things here from Joylux that helps with hydration. So the key thing here, this one's for the sexy time or other intimate moments, okay? So if you're inserting something for sexy time and you want some slip and you want a lube, this is it. By the way, FDA cleared on that. Now, if you want hydration on the outside, you're going to go, so hopefully this is going to be clear for you. You want hydration on the outside that is specifically formulated as skincare for your vulva. That's where you're going to go with the Revitalize Her, okay? And if you decide you want to use this for your face serum, if you got a teenager and you don't want her to start using retinols and other actives and stuff, but you want her to get in the habit of using good skincare, you'd also pick up this for her skincare, right? Okay, but then we've also got brand new, well, let me go first onto the moisture melts, because then I'll go in order. So then, not Halle, but again, we're talking about moisture. We've got the vaginal moisture melts. Up to 3 times the hyaluronic acid as to other moisture melts on the market. And again, I can't speak to who formulated the other moisture melts, and this is not me bad-mouthing anybody by any means, but I trust Dr. Sarah. I trust Joylux. So when you start to find that best friend that supports you in all the ways, it kind of makes sense to use who you trust, okay? But Halle Berry, she actually, when she first came out with the Let's Spin, she had actually said to Oprah, like, get you juicy like a peach. And I think that sort of sparked the, oh my gosh, people could like actually envision that, like taking a bite of a peach and then, anyways. You should look at the social media from Joylux. It's very cute and very cheeky, I will say. And if you look at some of the different products, that we've had in different bundles, imagine that juicy peach. And we all know what that looks like. We all know. But we just released this. So this is, I'm going to call this as like the worldwide live stream launch of Juicy Like a Peach. This is your moisture-rich vaginal barrier gel. Think of barrier creams, how important it is to protect our moisture barrier or skin barrier. Same thing. We're protecting our skin barrier for our vagina. Helps also to relieve vaginal dryness and pain during sex. This isn't the thing you're using as your lubricant, like right before sex. That's not what the purpose is. But remember, with prolonged use, you're going to get comfort and results that build. This is your daily vaginal, like inside moisture. Okay. It does form a protective barrier and it is hormone free. So this is really, really important. You've got an applicator, by the way, 30 uses here. So this is a month's supply. You put about a milliliter in there and then you just, and right in your vagina with this applicator. Very, very easy. This is, I'm going to say, one of the biggest launches that we've done at Joylux. We've been waiting for this. I had been hearing about it for months, but not given all the details. So really excited to bring this for you. Okay, hopefully that answers. Let me see here. Kelly, should I contact my insurance company, have my doctor, yeah, I think just more to see if you're covered, Kelly. I'm not an insurance expert by any means. I'll let Lauren kind of cover that. But typically just based on your policy, many times you can tell from the way your policy is written. Like sometimes things like TENS machines and other therapeutic machines are. So you should have some pretty clear sense. Again, as I said before, is the insurance or the coverage of it the only reason to purchase? No, I know that that makes it easier. But when we look at your vFit device, sometimes you need the therapy regardless. If it's covered by insurance, it's a bonus. But yeah, I get it. Like it's a considered purchase. So I'm not disputing that. The protocol though, feel free to check out your policy and to find out what permissions you need and if things are done pre or post. Hopefully that answers. Okay. Oh, we did have a question. Melts after the V session. Okay, so Momi said, is juicy like a peach used prior to sex or like the melts I use? So here's what Lauren said. And I'm just going to read Lauren's answer because that's, she's with Joylux as well. And I'm going to take her answer because this is a newer product for us. She said, we use Relief Her or Juicy Like a Peach after sex or after you use your vFit so that you can soak in overnight, no interruption. Yeah, so again, if we think of, right, even our moisture melts, those are done overnight, at night. I mean, you can use them anytime during the day, but it's nice. You're laying in bed and then it works. Like think of doing like a nice overnight treatment. Like you want to just chill. You just want it to all kind of work and be uninterrupted. And same with your hydration. Although I will say your relief and your Revitalizer, that's your vulva. So the Relief Her is the moisture melt. You want to use that at night. And then again, we would also use the Juicy Like a Peach at night. It just makes sense. It might make some of you more comfortable. Although I will say, I know that one of the questions we often get is like, because this has so much hyaluronic acid and it's such concentrated moisture, like, am I going to start leaking it? Am I dripping it out? And we have not experienced that. The formulation is so that it's a bit more time release. That being said, if you're using it at night, it's a non-issue anyway. You just might be more comfortable. That's what we like to say. And again, those are for internal moisture. And then again, for your vulva moisture, this actually can be used anytime during the day or night, and multiple times during the day, whenever you need it. So this is a really great offer for you as well. Kelly, glad we were able to answer that question. Okay. Oh, Kelly likes the rose gold. Yeah, I know the rose gold is pretty. I'm gonna see if I can get, I think other people might've been asking questions, but I don't know if I can scroll up. We'll see. Let me see. Oh, I don't think I can scroll up anymore. That's okay. I think I've been answering all of the questions anyway, so good. Okay, I wanted to present to you, oh my gosh, what time is it already? Holy smokes, it's been an hour. Okay, I want to mention something that it's very timely. I don't know where in the country or in North America that you are in right now, but some areas, particularly out east, have seen like very, very hot weather. And then some of us just have hot flashes. And then some of us just always run warm. I want to introduce you to the Cold Her. I love these. And it's so funny, we bring these for women, particularly, obviously for anyone that's got hot flashes, but I will tell you, this is more than hot flashes. That being said, hot flashes always start at our chest, they work their way up. So it makes sense that if you're using something, that you use something that helps at the source. So what these Cold Her bra inserts do is they draw heat away from your chest and using patented phase change technology. So they are great for hot flashes, night sweats. Of course, if it's warm out, like I'm telling you, you need these. You need multiple sets of them. I have multiple sets. Going to a summer wedding, get a set for the mother-in-law and all the bridesmaids, okay? So what you do is you get 2 of these. I didn't bring a second set because I got one in my boobs and I'm going to pull it out in a second. So it's got like a little microfiber on the one side, but this is the side that you're putting against your body, okay? And it's not completely like rock hard, but it's almost like a coconut oil that's been hardened. And if you're holding it, like you don't need to put this in the fridge or anything, but you can feel it's a little bit cool, okay, when you're putting against something warm or your body. So I've now had one inside my bra for just over an hour. Better make sure I don't flash everybody. Oh, good. Okay, perfect. So here's what it looks like when you put it in, okay? And then here's what it looks like as it starts to change phase. So you can see I still got a little bit of the hardened version in here, which means it's not all used up. And by the way, when I say used up, I mean for that moment, because these will harden again. So they're reusable. But you can see my body has gotten hot. I've not even been going through a hot flash. I'm just warm. So it's just, even for a sense of temperature regulation, I love these, but it starts to essentially liquefy. And once it liquefies, it's no longer absorbing your heat and releasing coolness. So at that point, you're like, okay, I still like the way that feels, so I'm going to put in my second set. Or if you don't have a second set, then you got to wait for it to harden again. So I love these. They're $21. They're not very expensive. I honestly, if you got these for your mother-in-law and your mom and anyone in your wedding party, they will love you. If you have somebody who has just had a baby and they're breastfeeding, they've got sore nipples and they're running to the fridge with like, I don't know, I've never had a baby, but like, I'm like, what are your alternatives? I'm thinking, okay, peas. Someone like puts like an ice pack in a t-shirt or something. Yeah, not flexible, not comfortable, not discreet. This fits the bill. Now, I did want to mention also one other product that we have before we wrap, and then I'll just quickly remind you about the Juicy Like a Peach. The She Bar, again, wonderful, wonderful cleansing bar. It's not soap, so there's actually no soap ingredients. We call it like an intimate soap because people recognize that kind of terminology, but it's actually not soap. It's all clean. Argan oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. It has the same mandarin orange blossom oil scent as our Revitalize Her. So these are nice companion. This will not be a lingering scent, but it will give you a freshness. Now, and this is, by the way, not for inside anywhere, okay? This is for outside, your vagina area, but you can also use it on other parts of your body. I love this actually as a full body cleansing bar. It's very moisturizing. You could even use this on your face if you want, because look at those incredible ingredients, like a true moisture bar, which I love. Okay, I think there's no more questions. Last and final call. I will say, for those of you that want the Juicy Like a Peach, I'm certainly not going to put the fear of anyone into you saying it's going to sell out today, but I will tell you that when we launch big products like this, if it's something that you are interested in, it's always good to get it early. If you know you're going to love a product like this, if you've been waiting for the product like this, you've been watching the social media, you can look at subscriptions if you want. And then, of course, for those of you that want to train your body to build up its own natural hydration and to work toward toning and working on your pelvic floor strength, we have the vFit available on its own, several different versions of it. Okay, remember, this is the plus, but with these two versions, we also have some bundles. The bundles will include things like the photonic gel, which is back in stock. So if you did run out of photonic gel, you're going to want to restock on that. Some of the bundles, like the rose gold, will have the Revitalize Her. You get the little cases, you'll get the photonic wipes, which are not body wipes. They're to clean your devices, to work with the materials and not to break down the materials that their devices are made of. So I hope that you had a great time watching, and I thank you so much. I'm probably not going to be back for maybe another few weeks. I'm just getting ready to move. So this is kind of my last show for a little while. So if you're watching on replay, I hope you enjoy it. The team at Joylux is always here to answer your questions. Lauren's going to put up the phone number right now. And if you have any questions at all at any point, our team is standing by to help you make the decisions. Hopefully you got your information that you needed today. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting Joylux. And here's to your wonderful intimate health, but here's to your overall health and wellness. And we're just so proud to be able to be a part of that. And I see all of you. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Lauren, Momi, Gladys. Have a great day, and all the best to you. You deserve it. You deserve all the good things.